styling kit essentials that are must-haves for your home as well. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share today's topic with you because I have been styling a lot of photo shoots recently. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been sharing a lot of behind the scenes for brand photo shoots I've been helping entrepreneurs with, whether it's been their product line or whether they're doing photos for themselves, for their websites in prep for a beautiful, fantastic launch. So of course I help them figure out their clothing, the mood for the shoot, and get them all styled up and ready, which is a lot of fun. But through that process, a lot of you were in my DMs asking like, what's in my styling kit? What the heck am I bringing with me all the time? And I had done a poll on Instagram and it was an overwhelming yes that many of you wanted to see what was in my styling kit. And I actually thought it was fantastic because these are actually things that are great for you to have in your home. They're great to have in a pinch in case you might need them because they can kind of come in and save the day, if you will, with an outfit or with a look that you're maybe putting together. So I am going to link everything that I mentioned today down below in case any of you are interested. And of course, if any of you are looking to get into the personal styling realm, don't forget to head over to my website. I will leave the link for this down below because my online personal stylist training is going to be opening up for registration in a few short weeks. So if you're looking to break into this industry, you want to get to know it much more deeply and know how to style clients, how to break into this industry and create a career you love, I would be honored to teach you. So I will leave the information for that down below. Now, the very first non-negotiable that I must have on set, and that I think is good in your wardrobe, is a portable steamer. Now, normally a lot of studios actually have steamers on set. However, I have also been in the situation where I've gone to set and the steamer has broken. So I love to have a portable steamer handy in case the bigger one that's on set falls apart or isn't working. It has happened. So this little one is actually fantastic. It's been with me quite a while now. I think I brought this up on my channel before, and I just love this portable steamer. It doesn't, drip water everywhere. It's so strong, quite frankly. And the base of this actually has a really easy removable jug for the water, which I love. This comes with me everywhere, even when I'm just traveling myself. I love this little steamer, highly recommend. It's great to have your clothes looking pristine and not wrinkled, although I'm saying this and I think probably my linen's probably crinkled already for the day, but great thing to have on set, must have for at home as well. Now, the next thing on set that I swear by are fashion masks. And no, they are not the masks that we're all using currently. These are cloth-based masks that actually I have the models try on, but I've used them myself at home as well. And they have little eye holes in them. I don't know if it's gonna show up through the camera here. And you can actually slip your head into it. And these are handy for when you're pulling something on over your face. Now, we've heard the hack of having a silk scarf over your face as well. However, if you've already got lipstick on, if a model's got lipstick on and she's in full glam, you don't really want, at least if it's a scarf that you care about, you don't want the lipstick to transfer to that. So I love having these. They're really handy. They're disposable. I usually have the models keep one handy for themselves just while they're on set. I've used this a number of times too because I quite like my silk scarves and I don't want makeup to get on them. And I really, really love these. They're so incredibly handy to just keep your clothing protected. And especially in the fall winter time when we start bringing out turtlenecks or anything with a higher neck in general, if you've put a face on already, these are invaluable to have. Now, this next item is so handy to have on set. I also think it's a great thing to have at home as well. This is the Laundress Crease Release. This helps remove wrinkles. There are a lot of clothing, we've all been here before, where you're pressed for time and you cannot get a stubborn wrinkle out. Maybe when you're steaming something, you can gently spray some of this onto the clothing and it will help the wrinkles relax a little bit on the piece of clothing that you're looking at. I love this for on set because I don't have an iron handy, so I love to have something like this available for me if there's something that's feeling like a little bit more of a stubborn wrinkle. It's just something that you can lightly spritz on, and I've found that it works every single time. This is now my second bottle of it. Love this, love this, love this. Actually, the Laundress has some really beautiful products I highly recommend checking out, but this goes with me everywhere. absolutely everywhere, and I have definitely used this at home as well. Now, the next must-have in my kit, and I think everyone should have this, is a stain remover. You never know when a stain is going to take place. If makeup hits a garment that I don't want it to, if someone spills something, heaven forbid, on the clothing, anything like that, I want to get any markings off as fast as possible. I've even had clothing sometimes that I brought to set that I didn't catch, had like a little bit of makeup on, and I don't want that to show up in the photos, so it's got to come out. So there's two products that I use just in case one doesn't work. The one go-to that I use most often that I really love is the Oops Instant Stain Remover. This one is fabulous. I love it so much more than the Tide pens. It's incredibly effective. It's got a little brush on the top that you can kind of buff into the clothing. There has been very little that this has not removed over the years from clothes if something's kind of happened. This goes with me absolutely everywhere. The second one that is my backup is Ecover. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly or not. This is also a stain remover. So it's also got a built-in brush when you remove the cap. These babies come with me everywhere because there are different types of stains. You never know what's going to remove what. You want to be on the safe side, so something like this is really handy. And bonus is that the Oops is a little bit more travel friendly too. If you want to stick it into your purse or bring it with you when you're traveling somewhere, this is really incredible to have as a backup. Now, on that stain note, I also carry with me Huggies, like some baby wipes. I love these. These are just a natural based wipe. It says they're infused with cucumber and green tea. And I love these in case, again, I just need to wipe something out or down. If I've noticed a small marking, it's not often that I use these, but I have in case the stain remover, heaven forbid, I've forgotten it, or I just need something a little bit more gentle. Maybe I don't need the stain remover, then I will use something like this also, which I absolutely love. These are fantastic. You never know when you're gonna need a baby wipe for something, so these always travel with me no matter where I go. Even when I'm traveling, I absolutely love these, and I really think they're handy to have at home. Now, the next one, I'm sure most of you probably have, but I love a good static guard moment. You never know when something's going to get clingy, if the air's dry, if something just keeps sticking to the models or one of my clients. Gotta remove the static out of that. So this is my fastest way to do it. I will say it doesn't smell great. It really doesn't. It doesn't smell wonderful, but it really does the trick in a pinch, especially when you can't get anything on the clothing. Because I know another hack is you can rub moisturizer on, let's say, your legs, for example, if a skirt's clinging to you, and that will release the static a lot of the time, but sometimes it also doesn't work. So that's when I go for Static Guard. It's so incredibly handy, and again, goes with me absolutely everywhere on every shoot. Another piece in my styling kit is a bell loop puncher. You never know when you might need one. This doesn't come out very often, but it can be incredibly handy. I've also used this a lot at home. Especially when I've gone through weight loss. Some of my belts didn't quite fit, and this was great. I just punctured another hole. They've got lots of different sizes on here, which is fantastic, and I was good to go. Continued using my belt, no problem. Great little handy thing. And they're not expensive either. I think this was $25 or something like that. Wonderful tool to have. Another tool that I always have with me are nipple covers. These are great if you've got something that's kind of sheer, you want a bit of coverage, maybe you don't want to wear a bra, and they have just these little petals. They're fantastic. Hopefully these will show up, maybe not on camera, I'll do a close-up of them, but they're really handy. They give a little bit of coverage, and again, incredibly handy to have, especially if you're wearing something a little bit sheer, because there's so many beautiful sheer tops out nowadays. And if you're someone that can get away with not wearing a bra, I am not one of those people, unfortunately, but if you can get away with it, then something like these are really handy to have in your back pocket. I use them on set all of the time. So good. Another incredibly handy tool, especially for my larger bust ladies out there, is medical grade tape. Now, the brand I use is 3M. This stuff is fantastic. It's nice because you can use it for like a nice lift of the breast. If you've got something that's a really deep V and you want to give a little bit of lift, they're great because you can kind of do the Kim Kardashian thing. I think you've all probably seen it. I think she used duct tape though, which is crazy, but she really taped her breasts up to give them a little bit of a lift. I've definitely done this because I'm larger in the bust as well. And it doesn't hurt when it comes off because it's surgical grade tape, so it doesn't feel uncomfortable on the skin. It also doesn't move, so if you sweat, if it's hot outside, and again, you have something where it has like a little bit of a deeper V, these are wonderful to use. This has also come in really handy in a pinch when models have forgotten some of their strapless bras on set, I've been able to use this and give them a little bit of coverage and lift at the same time. But this, I mean, you can use this a million different ways for different types of bra situations, if you will, if you really need it. I love this stuff, so good. Now on the taping note, another thing that I feel every woman should have in her arsenal, this always comes with me as well, is fashion tape. There are a million different brands out there. I really like the Hollywood Fashion Secrets because theirs come in they're pre-stripped already. And I find they stick very well. I use them all the time myself for clothing. My mic I've taped to myself at the moment, and I use them on set like crazy. I think they are wonderful. Also, if you're ever in a pinch and a hem falls on a pant, let's say for example, you can also tape it up before, like if you need to, before you can get it to your local alterations person. These are wonderful to have. They're invaluable in a styling kit or even just at home. Love them. Now, another piece in my styling kit that I don't really feel is relevant for at home, but I'm gonna share it anyway, is a tagging gun. This is so that I can remove any tags that are showing when a photograph is being taken, if the clothing has been borrowed, let's say for example, and then I can re-tag the piece afterwards as well. If you want something like this, if you're someone that likes to buy online and let's say you've got an article of clothing where the tag's getting in the way of you really seeing like how it's displayed properly, this can come in handy for that, but I really don't think the average consumer needs it, but this is invaluable on set. I cannot style without this thing because I want to make sure nothing is showing. So I can reattach all of my tags this way. It's got like a little needle on the end. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but they're so invaluable. They're very inexpensive too, but I love a good tagging gun. Now, one that might seem bizarre, and again, you may have this at home already anyway, is the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. I haven't opened this one yet, but I love having these on set actually for scuffs on shoes. As long as you are not like really rubbing it in, this can actually gently remove scuffs very well on shoes and can make sure they look really lovely. So if a shoe needs a slight little bit of buffing, if there's some kind of scuff on it or marking that I don't want to have show, then this is really handy to have and often what I will use it for. I don't need them too often, but the odd time, if some of my clients are using some of their well-loved shoes in photos, as they should, we will just give them a cute little buff along the sole if it needs it, just to keep that really beautiful, clean, pristine kind of look. Doesn't leave any marks as long as you're using it very gently, and again, incredibly handy to have. All right, I've got one of my little baggies here because I've got a couple things in here that are handy that you guys probably won't find relevant, but I said I'd show what's in my kit. So number one, I have my own tags just to keep things labeled neat and tidy for different looks, or if I've removed tags and I want to keep track of things, I use these on set and I have a pen and whatnot in here for that. I also keep bowl clips handy in case something is too big and I need to pin a model on it. That wouldn't happen with my private clients that are doing their brand shoots, but if it's with a model, let's say for example, I might have something like this handy on set just to make sure it doesn't fall off of her. And the other thing I love, this is amazing guys. All right, I have this product, it is called Fray Check. So this stops fraying on fabric. So if a loose thread suddenly happens, if like a sweater starts fraying or jeans starts fraying or something like that, and you just need to put a quick stop to it, this is incredible, incredible. I've used this in a pinch on set if something's like started fraying a little bit and I don't want it to go any further. This is what I will use until I can make sure that item is fixed and looked after properly. So handy, so handy. I really, really love this stuff. This one's really good. The other thing I keep that I apparently don't have in my kit at the moment, I don't know why, is a measuring tape. I don't know why I don't have that in that little baggie here, but a measuring tape's really handy. The other thing I love are little bra clips, depending on the bra a client or a model is wearing. I will keep these handy if they need their bra straps to come clipped in more like a halter, let's say for example. These are really, really fabulous to have just in case, you never know. And then this one I'm sure is probably going to come as no shock to any of you, but a good old lint brush. Now I don't typically bring the more velvet style. I like the ones that are disposable just for on set anyway. I do have like a more velvet style at home, but this I bring on set just because you can remove each of the strips as you use them and wipe away any lint or anything that might have accumulated on the clothing just to keep it really clean and beautiful before a photo is taken. And so this is incredibly necessary to have. Another laundress product actually that I forgot to mention when I was talking about stains is this little brush. This has some dense but soft bristles on here. So if you find that you've got any stubborn stains on your clothing, this is something you can sort of brush at really, really gently to try and lift the stain a little bit more with the stain removing product. And again, just really handy to have. Now, some other items to have that I think are invaluable. A set of pins are great, clothing pins, in case you need to pin something together. These I more use, to be honest, not necessarily on set as much, but if I'm in someone's wardrobe and I'm pinning something together to show them where it might need to be altered, these are incredibly handy to have and show my clients. So never leave home without those. I also carry with me a shoehorn. This one in particular I love because it extends, which is fabulous. Again, I don't use it too often, but you know, they're good to have just in case, you never know. And then I have a baggie of goodies here. So one is a small sewing set. I've got scissors in here. Oh, here's my measuring tape. I've got a seam cutter, like fabric cutter, all sorts of stuff. Not things that I use frequently on set, but they are good to have. You just never know. All of the things in my kit have been used, but some of them obviously are more loved than others. But this is really handy to have because again, you just never know. Got more of my fashion masks in here. And what else have I got in here? I have got, oh, my deodorant removing sponge. This happens all the time. I feel like all of us have been through where you get a little bit of deodorant on a top. Maybe let's say, for example, rather than, you know, I know you sometimes can rub the clothing against itself and it will wipe the deodorant away, but sometimes it also doesn't work. So again, this Hollywood Secret, they've got a little deodorant removing sponge in there. I go through these like crazy. I think they're fabulous. They're really, really good to have on set. Also think they're great for at home, especially if you're someone that wears a lot of darker colors like navy, black, deep browns, deeper teals, things like that. Of course, deodorant may show up. So it's really very important, I think, to have just to keep everything looking pristine and gorge. And oh, as a backup, I will say I don't like these as much, but I have lint removing sheets in case my lint roller doesn't work as well. But these are great to have. I don't even think I've used this pack. I've used one before I bought it because I like to have backups for things and I haven't touched it. It's been a minute. But again, lint removing sheets. Yeah, so that's my other thing. I think that might be the last of my styling kit pieces. Oh, no, there's one more. I forgot. The last piece that I forgot about is chalk. This is to mark clothing for sewing. My sewers, I'm sure, will recognize this. And I almost never have to use this. This is something that I more often use when I'm doing wardrobe sessions or prep for shoots. If my client needs something altered, sometimes I will mark where I want the seamstress to tailor something to if I can't be with my client when they go for those appointments. So this is just handy to have. Or if I am gonna cut something on set if we need to, then I will mark where I'm going to cut beforehand so I'm not blindly cutting something, because of course you would not cut something on somebody's body. So that's what I will use this for as well. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed all of the goodies that I shared below. These are things, again, I think will be really handy for you at home. These are what I carry with me on set that have been invaluable over the years. They're good. You never know when you might need things like this in your back pocket. So this is what I keep in my arsenal on set and also at home at all times. So if you have any that you think you would add, please feel more than welcome to comment down below and share. I know there's so many goodies and things that we all keep in case we might need it for our fashion needs. So I'm sending you much love to the moon and back, and I will catch you again in the next episode. Bye.